Welcome to Black Real Estate Voices podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Jefferson. Today, our guest is Miss Keyana Lawson. 2015. Interesting year to get into real estate.
Yep.
My opinion, for whatever it's worth, I think that's when the market began to change after maybe the 6 or 7 years of the downturn from 2008. Did you sell anything prior to that? Like, what was your sales like prior to you going full time?
No, so prior to me going, and really in 2015, I didn't even go full time. So prior to 2015, back in 2008, 2009, I got laid off from my corporate job. Mass layoffs were happening during that time as we were entering into the housing crisis. Just the market was down on every level. So I got laid off from my job, had a real estate license. I'm like, okay, well, let's focus on real estate. Of course, it wasn't that was the worst time to be trying to focus on real estate. During that time, I think I did maybe one or two transactions, but they were rentals. So it was individuals trying to get out of their properties, rent them out before they lost them. So I did 2 rentals, and it was just so slow, and it was so challenging. I didn't have the mentorship that I needed. I just honestly did not know what I was doing. So that propelled me to go back to school. And fast forward to 2015 is when I made the conscious decision that I wanted to phase myself out of corporate. So that's when I refocused my attention back on real estate. And from there, between 2015 and about 2017, the tail end of 2016 going into 2017, I started to set small goals for myself. All right, Keyana, let's work to sell at least, I close a house a month. And gradually, as I was able to accomplish those goals, then I felt comfortable with, taking that leap of faith and phasing out of corporate, leaving a corporate salary and relying on real estate full time.
So you were closing a house a month and working full time?
Yeah. So in the beginning, no. So from about 2015 to 2016, to tail end of 2016, my focus was on learning. Because remember, I said back in 2009, I felt like I didn't have the mentorship. I didn't know what I was doing. So with revisiting that conversation of, okay, Keyana, let's get back into real estate, I understood what my struggles were, a few years prior. So let me figure out what I need to do to be successful at this, because I truly want to leave this corporate job. It's not a game, and I want to be successful once I leave. It's not a temporary fix that I'm looking for. I'm looking for something permanent. So from 2015 to about the tail end of 2016, it was education. The great thing is I had a flexible job where I pretty much worked from home. So I could go to different trainings, CE classes, different events, real estate events to meet people. Then I was on YouTube. It's like YouTube University is so much on YouTube that I was able to kind of lean in and just absorb and learn things. Back then, Periscope was a real big platform around 2016. 15, 16-ish. So I was on Periscope big time, meeting people there, creating relationships there. Then ultimately going into 2017 is when I set the goal, okay, let's do a closing a month. If you can do a closing a month through the year, through 2017, you can check up the deuces and walk away from corporate. And I actually did more than that. So top of 2018, it was like game on. It's time for me to give them my walking papers.
What do you think? What can you attest to you building up for that year, like to get you from, let's say it was 4 sales the previous year up to the 1 per month?
Right. What I can attest to it is just persistence, dedication, and consistency. I was very intentional and consistent with my daily activities. Made sure that I was having the conversations that I needed. I understood what the numbers look like on the back end for me to achieve the success, or at least on the front end to achieve the success on the back end. So I understood how many conversations I needed to have per week, and ultimately what that looked like per month. And of those conversations, how many of those did I need to convert to an actual client to turn them into a true client, get them under contract, and get them to the closing table. So it was very strategic with how I maneuvered through that process.
Awesome. So we were up to 12, let's say 12 sales in 2017, even though you surpassed it. 2018, was there an increase in business, decrease? How did that look?
Yeah, 2018 was a increase in business. But 2018, I closed 20, I think it was 23 transactions by the end of 2018. Yeah, 20, if I'm correct. Yeah, about 23 in 2018. So yeah, each year my units, my production has gone up significantly.
That's awesome.